so far we've covered the whole breathing part of it, which I know a lot of parents are concerned, and I clearly see why it's scary. And then the cleaning part too. And I guess so much of it was scary for me. Maybe because it was the first time I saw it, and I suppose when you deal with first-time parents, right. I wasn't alone with all those kinds of things.
Absolutely not.
The whole, when you've got that umbilical cord, the remnants of it, does that have a name itself? That little stump?
Just
no?
A stump.
Okay, all right. But when you diaper, you know, that's an issue there, and the whole issue of diapering was, because it was new to me, I guess, was any advice on
well,
that?
I do have to say that a lot of parents, especially first-time parents, or even if a parent has had a baby like 8 years ago, they're very nervous, and the way you're gonna feel more comfortable is to just keep doing it. Okay, it's very hard to hurt a baby. I mean, if you're just doing gentle, you know, it's very difficult. So you kind of have to just keep doing it, just like with anything else. You'll just get more comfortable the more you do it. A lot of times in the hospital, I'll wrap a baby up, and the parents will be like, "Wow, I wish I could do that."
Yeah.
I'll say, "Well, you just do it, you know, 100 times a day," and you know, which is what I do basically when I go and examine babies, and it just gets really easy the more you do it. So I have here a little clip of how to put on the diaper. Usually with the disposable diapers, the tapes that you want those in the back. You want those under the baby's buttocks. And the only real suggestion I would have is to keep that umbilical area, that little stump, open to the air. Because you don't want to cover it up, because then it could kind of harbor some moisture and not get dried out and not be able to fall off. I like to fold the diaper down so that the plastic, or sometimes there's like a rough outer picture, that I don't want that towards on the baby's skin, so I'll kind of fold that away from the baby instead of folding it in. But you know, everybody has their own preference. But you kind of want to tuck that diaper underneath the baby's umbilical stump and then put your tapes on.
Okay. With the diaper, it struck me that we had problems when we didn't keep the diapers dry, or didn't keep the baby dry. And we used, we had cotton diapers at the time. I don't know if you can get the service anymore. Now it's all disposable. And actually, I was more worried about sticking myself with those pins than the baby, and I got myself a number of times. Actually, never got either kid with the pin, which I feel good about. It's an accomplishment in my life. They still resent me, but it's a whole different issue. No, but with that, you know, just the whole wanting to avoid any rashes or anything. Diaper changes, we did it often. I was surprised that it might be 9 or 10 times a day that I would be changing.
Exactly. The babies, every time they eat, they're going to stool, and usually, and they pee, and if you do allow that stool or urine to sit there for any length of time, depending on if your baby has more sensitive skin, or it's gonna break down the skin and cause a rash. There's a billion products that you could use, different lotions and not lotions, like Desitin or Balmex, like A&D ointment. These lotions kind of coat the baby's skin so that when the baby does stool, it's kind of protected against it. And sometimes parents use that just as like a preventative. Because the baby, I will tell you, the baby urinates and stools almost all the time. It's just very hard to keep them with a clean diaper. You know, you think, oh, I just changed the diaper, and you know, there's another one. So.
Sometimes I thought they actually filled those diapers up and laughed at me. I couldn't quite tell.
They were so young. Clean diaper.
But staying up on top of it, and I guess they would let me know a lot of times that just happened and that they're wet. But anything else on that on the diaper changing?
If you are using cotton diapers. The only thing I would recommend is what I usually do, like so you said, so you don't stick anybody, is put your hand between the baby's between the diaper and the baby, so that if you were to stick something, it would be your own hand. And it's very rare that you're going to do that if you just pick up the diaper with the pin. So, but just so you kind of protect the baby and worry about yourself later.
Okay, right. Which is exactly what happened. So, okay, the shirt. Tough one. You know, getting that on with a kid.
It is hard, and you're always thinking, you know, they're moving. You know, if they were just a doll or whatever, it'd be easy. But just remember that a lot of times the shirt that you're going to put on, babies don't really like things over their head, so it kind of is nice to have ones that snap in the front. And it's harder. It's harder to kind of get something over the head and then get the baby's arm in. But like I said, practice makes perfect. I do recommend that the baby's hands are covered. And the reason why is babies, full-term babies are going to have very long fingernails. So babies love to touch their face. They love to have things by their mouth. And so if their hands are allowed to be open, then they have that possibility of scratching their face.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can remember being concerned about that. And and actually the clipping of the nails is a little difficult too.
Right. I personally don't recommend clipping. The baby's skin actually grows out with the nail. So sometimes if you're clipping, there'll be blood flying. Oh, yeah. So what I recommend is taking an emery board or a nail file and just when the baby's sleeping, just kind of file those down a little bit, make them nice and smooth. So when a baby is a newborn, they're very soft, and so it's not easy to do that, but they do scratch the face.
Oh yeah, I can remember the kids and it was the eyes that I was worried about.
Exactly.
Because they would get up and they don't know not to gouge themselves. So
they just always want something in their mouth, and they try to.
Yeah. So actually file them down as opposed to clip.
File them down, yeah. I wouldn't recommend clipping. I've had several mothers, call me up at 3 in the morning, because she was clipping the baby after feeding or something, and blood was just going everywhere. Not recommended early on in a newborn.
Yeah.